Welcome back to another Idiot Plays Games. Today, I have a very special treat for you. Games that appear cute, but really, in the end, are quite horrific. So, sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride as we play our first game, Momotype. Your neighborhood, New Ribosome City. The chains of DNA spin on your screen. They make a web of helices until the logo of Imitator Corp appears in a white font. The ad has begun. They were all the rage in the 2000s, 21,000s. You knew them as monotypes, your digital pocket friend. You'd feed them, play games with them, and watch them grow. Mom and Dad liked them because there was no cleanup. You liked them because they were fun. With the advent of the digital age, we at Imitator Corp have noticed society changing. Birth rates in this country have hit an all-time low, not seen since the plague. Soon, our workforce will be depleted and unemployed. Once this occurs, industry will fail. As you all know, this is an existential threat not only to ourselves, but importantly, our GDP. Monotypes, our digital pocket pets, have not helped the situation. In fact, it's supported this decline. We want people to have kids. This, unfortunately, cannot be accomplished through digital software. It can, however, be accomplished through our new product. Today, we're excited to announce the shipment of our new line of monotypes, the real monotype. The digital enters the physical. Watch them grow and change like real pets. Cuddle them like real pets. Play with them like real pets. Know the joys of parenthood. Order now at no cost. Supplies limited. Place an order. Your order is coming sooner than expected. The Postal Service is expediting all monotype orders. When you head to work the next day, you find out that this is a government-sponsored program. Your manager corrals your team into a huddle. Yep, your order's been cancelled. We'll be providing work-issued ones. He explains that everyone will be receiving a monotype. It's a partnership formed between Imitator Corp and Employee Ask. You're right on the money, Christine, your manager says. We have to get this country moving, and corporate wants to be that vehicle of change, he says, shaking his fist in the air. Your hours will be unpaid, but a week will pass by like nothing. Pizza parties on Friday. Your home, New Ribosome City. A dust storm, lead in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There's nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find any. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Supplies limited. You're awake. Remnants of the dream pass and fade into static. You're back to your show. You're going to watch television until you hear a noise outside your door. Someone has left something on your porch. It's for you. When you open the door, there it is, a small creature laying in a basket. It's sleeping soundly. The monotype you ordered has arrived. It has soft skin. Its ears are pointed. They feel like beanbags upon further inspection. It's a monotype but in physical form, as per the ad. You want to assume it's plushy. To your surprise, however, the monotype is warm. The terms of your purchase have not been released. Keep it. You take the creature inside. Monotypes live for approximately 7 days. A note has been packed in the basket. Take care of them, and they will grow. Monotypes love humans, so give them some love back. It's essential for their well-being. The note ends. There is nothing else by way of instructions. You decide it's time for bed. A collection of particles circle around. They are diluted with a heavy substance, though you can't tell what. In your dream, the particles attempt to create form. and in doing so, assemble into a storm. Inside the storm, there is no one and nothing, except small spaces where it's immeasurably dark. Your vision recedes. You look from a bird's eye view into the storm, hoping to get a better look. As soon as you think you spot a person, the particles scatter. You repeat this process until finally, you realize you're completely alone. The dream ends. Hello, parent. Momo will stay with you for the rest of your life. Do you love Momo? Momo already knows the answer. Momo has received this well. Your answer was never in question. After all, he's cute. A moment passes. Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Now that you think about it, how does Momo manage to eat, or speak for that matter? Momo thinks you have good taste in interior design. Very postmodern. By the way, what does postmodern mean? Momo saw it on a book from your shelf. Truthfully, you don't know. Momo is now humming the Imitator Corp jingle. Is Momo herbivorous, a carnivore? You don't know yet. But he seems to like pancakes. He's now full of energy. Momo flies into the air. They're surprisingly heavy. After 30 minutes of using Momo like an exercise ball, you're tired. You drop him onto the floor. And while he lays there absently, you take a moment to catch your breath. This results in some confusion. Momo seems fidgety. You resume chucking Momo into the air. At some point, his body smashes into the ceiling. And to your surprise, he's unexpected. He requests that you keep going. This process is repeated until your arms give out. Then, he hops off. You lay crumpled on the floor. Upstairs, you can hear small thuds in the hallway. They eventually lead to your bedroom, and soon enough, the noise stops. Momo looks like a plush doll. He lays like a pile of goo. You decided to pet him, but to your surprise, his body is taut. Underneath is a muscle-bound creature. In the theater of Momo's mind, there is nothing. The only thing that can be made out is the appearance of a person. Momo is dreaming about someone, and it's most likely you. You're back in the desert, still in bird's eye view. The particles have ceased to move. You know that you've been waiting a long time, longer than you've waited in real life. You want something to happen. You know this is a dream, but the particles, your boy-eyed vision, the endless wait. Years could pass without contradiction. For now, this is everything. As you've been waiting, the particles have started moving. They scatter like dust. Above all, you, even higher than where you currently are, it starts raining to an innumerable degree. You ascend. You are now in the clouds. The rain is below you. You are looking down from an even higher position. Finally, and without your own observation, the particles begin assembling. They seem to form something definite. You don't notice the figure below you until you see a hand waving. It's a new day. No, Momo has a bunker out in southwest Ribo City. Very safe. Well stocked. How does Momo know so much about the world? Intuition. Does Momo know where the bunker is? No, and he does not like revealing such details. Momo pauses. Momo does not know what a bunker is, to tell you the truth. Is it a type of pancakes? Momo has not yet decided what to eat. You want him to try new foods. Once you explain that they live in mass industrialized farms, Momo stares at his plate. The actual answer is probably not. Humans do so anyways. He eats the steak anyways. Life with Momo is relatively simple. They are a crude mix between a child and a virtual pet. Concerning this, you don't have any particular feelings. However, this does make it difficult when asked questions concerning Momo's identity. Is Momo human? Yes. Yes. You are human, Momo. as human as ever one could be. Momo considers this for a moment. They are hopping around the room in thought. Where is the storks? Magical stork. Oh, Momo looks to the ceiling in a vague wonder. Someday I will meet the stork and thank him. Today you decided to show Momo the world through your television, a reflection of the real world. You've placed Momo onto the couch where they can browse a selection of different shows. Momo does not know what television is, however. You turn on your cable box. Which program should you tune into? A man with rippling muscles stands on screen. He looks like he's squatting, like he's using the toilet. In actuality, he's powering up. Artichoke, the other man yelling, has been in one position for the past 15 minutes. Rocks levitate, thunderstorms form, and lava erupts from the ground. In the meantime, Rimza, who is awestruck, stares at his rippling muscles. And there we have a Dragon Ball Z reference. How brilliant. This continues for another 20 minutes. In this time, Artichoke and Rimza only manage to make grunts at each other. At the 40th minute mark, Artichoke finally releases his energy, and his hair turns blonde. His muscles are bigger now. Rimza, from what you can tell, is in awe of his bulging chest. There's silence until Artichoke breaks it by speaking. He says but one thing. Rimza blushes, the episode ends. So it was a fanfiction. A man with an accent is pointing to a hippo. Along with his camera crew, the presenter is hiding in a bush. He wears a pair of binoculars and khaki shorts. He licks his lips. The presenter then exits the shade of the bush and runs to the sandy bank where the hippo lies. He enters the water, lifting his legs as fast as he can go. The mother hippo stares the man down, nostrils above water. Why does he run? Momo asks. For footage of the hippo, you respond. By the way, Chad, hippos are the most deadly creatures in the world. With a bite grip of around 2,000 pounds, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. Momo takes a minute. What does he want to do with the hippo? The man on the screen grabs the hippo and subsequently is flung into the air. He's then pulled down into the water. He does not resurface. Between the two of you, there is a long pause. Finally, you speak up. Yeah, I don't really like him either. You decide to change channels. A mustachioed man fitted with a cowboy hat spits on the ground. The bartender hides his frustration. Suddenly, the door opens. From the sunlight emerges a shadowy figure. It looks to be a man in his late 40s, tan, and with multiple scars. His hand waves in a grand gesture. The tan man pulls out his revolver. Sheriff Dudley flicks his wrist to the whiskey bottle in the corner. The bartender does not move. When nothing happens, Sheriff Dudley slaps his fingers on the table. The tan man says. Dudley stares down, then sucks his teeth. The tan man has cocked his gun. The sheriff does not move. The whistle of a bullet is preceded by a hole appearing in the tan man's head. The words do not exit his mouth, and his face drops his expression. He falls to the floor. Sheriff Dudley turns to the bartender, a grimace on his face. After watching TV, you decide it's time for bed. Momo hobbles up the stairs. You cook something for yourself before deciding that it's a good time for bed. Momo sleeps soundly. In the theater of Momo's mind, they are Artichoke. For Momo, their vision has collapsed on this image. It is all they are currently dreaming of. In your dream, the particles have formed a shadow. From your height, you believe the shadow to be your own. It is overcast. There is no available light. A question arises and presents a contradiction. How can shadows exist if there is no light? You already know why. You descend to the earth, the shadow mimics your movement, and rises up. It is not a shadow. It is face to face to you now. When you move your right arm, it moves its right arm. When you move your left, it does the same. This dark formation mimics your every move. You find it unnerving. You decide to dig into the earth and to hide until the shadow goes away. As you descend, the shadow rises into the air and becomes the object projecting its figure onto the earth. You realize that you are the shadow, and the dark formation, by contrast, has become you. You have switched positions. You feel a tinge of regret. Momo has woken up excited. Momo has the hair of artichoke. It's a lost item from your cosplay days. Regretfully, you've still kept it. Momo looks at you vengefully. His hair is a bright yellow and his limbs non-existent. You charge at Momo. After numerous energy waves and manly screams, both of you are beat. It is the dream. The shadow stays in the air. You stay in the ground. A white sphere has opened up from the storm and looks upon the both of you. To this, you can't respond, as you do not have a mouth. You do not have arms either. The shadow, still floating in the air, does not give a response. In this entropic storm, it would be hard to make out. The sphere's words, however, are clear. And you realize that this light comes from the sphere and has a dark center. A moment of clarity arrives, and you realize that the sphere is the sun. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. Congratulations, Momo has evolved. They have grown crab arms. Momo has been staring at the mirror since morning. They have not left. Why have I grown hands? They shuffle in the mirror. Why do I look like this? I turn around in the mirror. Why does my face look like this? I shouldn't look like a crab. Why is this happening? Where are my hands? Where are my fingers? What happened, parent? Artichoke is on the screen yelling, as he usually does. To take Momo's mind off his recent transformation, you've decided to play some television for him. He turns away from Artichoke and gives a before raising his arms into the air. He's lending his energy. The TV cuts off. An ad is playing. A friend tomorrow is a friend for life. Order a monotype today. Digital meets the physical, the most real organic creation of Imitato Corp, almost like a human child. Momo has been staring at the screen. They have not moved. Whether by intention or not, you realize your mistake before it's too late. Supplies are limited. Get your very own friend today. Genetically bred to love humans, like a real child. The shot cuts to an eerily similar image of a monotype. Isn't that right, Momo? Come by the bunker, Momo. You'll be safe. The TV ad ends and the previous programming continues. Do you want to go to bed, Momo? You ask meekly. There is no response, and Momo does not want to give you the courtesy of one, or at least, that's what seems to be the case. You ask another time. When no response comes, you inevitably head back to your room. Momo knows where to go, you think. In the theater of Momo's mind, he is seeing his brothers and sisters. The sky is bright in your dream. A cold chill has found itself in the air, and wherever you are, you feel it. Would you like to get out? The sun asks. You're not in the earth anymore. You're standing upright, face to face with your shadow. They've descended. Would you like to get out? The sun asks once more. The shadow then speaks. Yes, I'd like to get out. You are puzzled. When you move your hand, the shadow moves his. When you move, he mirrors you. Was the shadow yourself since the beginning? No, you think. Before you can realize the shadow's true nature, they have already moved into the far recesses of some other place. They have moved on, and yet you are still here. In the far corners of your dream, particles have been collecting together. Momo's not in bed. You cannot find him. He's not in the hallway. You find Momo in front of the mirror. He is staring at himself. You can hear pain in Momo's voice. But you're cut off. You're about to speak, but you're cut off. Momo looks to you. Momo's mind is ablaze. They are staring into you. Momo inhales. He pauses. Momo gives his final words. Momo hops away. His body jiggles with each step. Momo is nowhere to be found for the rest of the day. You head for bed, unable to fall asleep. You are anxious for the new day. In Momo's dream, they are a crab. With the absence of your shadow, the sun has since disappeared. Time has continued to pass. It was a trick of the mind, you hear someone say. It feels like your own. Who knows what we'll find in the storm? I'm already you, friend. You're already me, the voice continues. From the horizon, there appears the sun once more. I'm already you. It gets even brighter now. You're already me. Standing in bleached center of this desert is a lone body. It is you. You look behind you to see your shadow being cast by the sun. It has returned, and not by their own choice. I'm already you. You're already me. Do you want to get out? The voice ends. Your shadow stays beside you. It will not move by itself anymore. What is Momo anyways? A pancake? A bunker? Is Momo an idea? Momo's body is taut. In the depths of their eyes you see a tunnel. Will you love me? Momo asks. You run to the hallway. It is empty. The light from the streets reflects into the space. Though you cannot see well, you can make out what is behind you. The creature looks at you from a towering height. You've entered your living room. The creature has chased after you. Momo reaches for your neck. You're blacking out. A dust storm. Lead in the air. You are in a desert-like area. There is nothing around you besides the sound of your thoughts. You cannot find anyone. It is very lonely. You decide to craft a mirror. It is made out of particles circling the air. In the mirror, you see your reflection. Your swarthy figure walks out of the mirror. The borders between the glass and the desert have vanished. Your reflection is now in front of you, and you are now both standing together. Your clone stares at you, puzzled. You cannot tell if they're conscious. Are they even alive? Unbeknownst to you, however, the clone is having the same thoughts. The vast terrain that separates you is not one of physical distance. It's something more tragic, more real. You both realize that you will never experience anything other than yourselves. You realize that you are your own world and nothing more. The shadow vanishes. The desert, despite all your attempts, is empty. You're conscious. There's a long pause. You cannot say a word as your throat's been crushed. All around you there is darkness. The lights from the street illuminate everything into vague shapes, but nothing you can truly make out. You hear the sound of your heart beating, and in this dark room the air sits heavy. Momo's large body approaches you. They are warm. The temperature is tepid, and Momo has relaxed. You've detected a shift. Momo has turned to you. Your vision is receding. Particles lead in the air. In Momo's eyes, you begin to see a tunnel. Momo has begun to open their mouth. Light enters the room from the outside. It's coming from a street lamp, or is it coming from Momo? In Momo's mouth, you see a collection of particles. They are indivisible and numerous. There are too many to count. The universe has expanded and collapsed on a single point. Momo gets closer. The tunnel sucks you in. When you enter, it's neither painful nor painless. It is warm. By the time you reach the center, you begin to understand what Momo meant. You feel the particles aligned in an order which makes sense. Entropy has vanished. You are the same as Momo, and Momo is the same as you. There are no shadows, and finally, there is no light. For once, you do not feel alone. You will never feel alone. The end. Well, that was Momo Type, a game on Itch.io. I have a feeling that this creator will bring much more interesting work in the future. Now, let's go on to our next game. Our next game is Mind Donor. A game on Itch.io. Free to play, of course. Tonight's the night. This is what all my hard work has led to. I found a way to undo death. With my assistance, those who've left us shall walk amongst the living once more. But first, a new vessel is needed to house their mind. A vessel of my creation. I need to collect all the pieces. I must have left them around here somewhere. Mind Donor is a game based off of Frankenstein, where you, Dr. Frankenstein, must create a new human being using the pieces spread throughout your lab. You must help them find these pieces. Strange bottles and objects. You pick up a bottle and read the label. Formaldehyde. Don't flip the switch. Not yet. Surgical tools. One must always wash their hands before surgical work. I don't need to go in there yet. I already like the art. It's quite cute. Most of this must have gone off by now. The controls are quite difficult considering the fact that they are arrow keys instead of the normal W, A, S, and D. And instead of using E, it's Enter to find objects. Jars and bottles. It's stale. So far, this game is reminding me of Ib or Corpse Party. Something here. Baking ingredients. When the time comes, I'll make myself something nice. It's locked. Freezer room. Nothing in here. Like my soul. Legend Grau. C.Salmon. Ah, books. Or drafts. I don't want to read them. Not now. Prometheus. N.Erdy. Ah, same thing. Item obtained. Freezer room key. I want to check this room first before we go over there. Ah, a library. Luminous. H.Anklin. Flashproof. R.Hates. Mind in hand. P.Dreadful. A thick layer of dust has accumulated atop the books. Don't want to clean that. Item obtained. Legs. Her legs. She was Amazonian in height. Every time I wished to plant a kiss on her lips, I would have to stand on my tiptoes. And every time I would do so, she couldn't help but laugh. How embarrassing. But it brought her joy. That was all that mattered to me. She and I would run after each other in the park. The mud we kicked up dirtying our Sunday best. It was most childlike, but we were happy. The glares of outsiders mattered not. All that mattered was our love. Oh, brilliant. Beside the shelf, P.Dreadful. The Lord of the Manor. A.Ignis. The Duality of Man, Dr. A. Jekyll. Ah, Jekyll and Hyde. Sounds pretentious. Monster Guts, S. Fauna. Seymour. It's a book of baby names. Oh. The Back Wall, T.Dreadful. So there are some allusions to other books and plays, as we saw with the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. But there was also one I'm pretty sure of, Little Shop of Horrors, which is quite interesting. It'd be best to collect this once I have a body to attach it to. It'll take a while to get through this. There's only one mouth to feed. I see. Item obtained. Torso. Her body. Her body must have been sculpted by the gods. She was a delight to behold. At times I would awaken with her arms wrapped around me, her body pressed against mine. In these moments I would return to my slumber, only now with a smile. I remember once she hid my pillow, so I'd rest my head on her instead. Even now I get flustered thinking about it. She was always fond of her little pranks, wasn't she? I am no god, but I hope this new form will suffice. A man driven crazy by love. A tale as old as time. This sleeps upstairs. I don't need to go there. These monsters are a sign of my success. I don't know what to do with them now, though. I'll let them go soon enough. I have no use for live subjects anymore. Uh, Has one of them escaped? Good boy. Oh no. It doesn't look too willing to move. Maybe I could find a way to persuade it. Ah, so this is where the freezer room comes into play. Oh. Shift is dash. Pantry. There might be something in here to deal with that dog. Well, you know what a game has a sprint, it means that there will be a chase scene, which we should probably remember all the rooms just in case. Gained item, dried meat. Why isn't this in the freezer room? How long has this been here? Gross. Snatches the meat out of your hand. Item obtained. Arms. Her hands. I wish to hold them again. I remember her hands, how small they were compared to mine. How they were always fiddled around in the kitchen, dusted with flour. At night, her hands would melt into my body as her warm embrace lulled me to sleep. Whenever her hands graced my own, and I felt the softness of her skin, I knew all would be alright. Soon, my love, I shall hold you once more. What's even funnier is that, if you replace the woman with red hair, it would just be me and my girlfriend. Well, my wifey. So, you know. Item obtained. Head. Her face. I can't remember what her face looks like. If I were to see a painting of her, if I were to view her once more, I swear I'd recognize her face as her own. But if asked to imagine that same face now, it is not something I could do. I know she was beautiful. I know that seeing her smile brought me joy even in my darkest moments. But I cannot imagine what that smile looked like. Perhaps her beauty is beyond my understanding. Or perhaps I'm losing her. I think that's every piece I need. It's time to do the impossible. I'm coming, my love. It's time. No backing down now. It's time for the final component. Her mind. Need to retrieve her mind. I heard that. Not backing down. Not now. Oh. I see. Item obtained. Her brain. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh no. It's a cadaver. Nothing more. This is it. Deep breaths, Tori. Deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. Like I said, Frankenstein. And it does seem that I was right in my illusions that it was a female. A lesbian relationship. How sweet. My god. It's... It's alive. I've missed you. I've missed you so much. Welcome to back to the world, Elizabeth. That name is so popular. Mind donor. And that was Mind Donor, a game by Sandwich Hour. It seems you missed something this time around. Maybe look a little closer at your surroundings. Well, you know what that means, chat. There's more to be discovered. Let's go and discover some of it. This is what all my hard work has led to. Found a way to undo death. My assistants, those who have left us, shall walk amongst the living once more. There was something, wasn't it, beside the bookshelf, they said. Empty. It was this one, wasn't it? They ignited beside the shelf. Hmm. Hey, baby. The stream's been quite fine. I'm just looking for secrets that I missed the first time around. You want me to hop into VC? Hmm. Oh, I thought that said something here. For a second, I was confused. I'll be an IPG if you want to join in history. Gross. We don't want to get all the parts just yet, as that leads to us being trapped in that room for a little bit. So for now, let's look at the other areas. Come on, there's stuff in there. Can't move past that. Oh, casual Jekyll. From hell, the Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde. Oh, brilliant. Another reference. See if there's anything in the boxes. Hmm. Let's to look deeper. It has to do something with the books, doesn't it? Since, you know, it always has something to do with books in games like these. Back wall, be dreadful. Hand in hand, be dreadful. Hand in hand, be dreadful. Beside the shelf. Not that. Nope. Empty. Hmm. Grass. Oh. Prometheus and her. Hmm. What would it be? Dried meat. Hmm. I wonder where it could be. Oh, wasn't it talking about... Oh. Hmm. Got that, so the only thing left is this. Before I do that, let us get this. Hmm. What could possibly be what we need? The shelves. That's what. Oh, found it! Remind. This shouldn't be in my hands. God, what have I done? Without her, no matter the consequences, I had to bring her back. Her mind. All I needed was her mind. As I cut into her, I couldn't escape her gaze. Those eyes were hers. This body was hers. And there I was, mutilating her. This is wrong. All of this is wrong. There's no other way. I have to bring you back. I have to. So please, forgive me, Elizabeth. This is it. Deep breaths, Tori. Deep breaths. Now, the maker of the game did state that this is a lesbian relationship, so no going around saying that they're just good friends. This, the main character's name is Victoria, and her lover's name was Elizabeth. Who? Me? Oh, what do you think? Well, so sorry, but what is it? It's a doll. Oh, I see it now. That's its head. Those are its legs. Did you make this yourself? Yeah. Do you like it? That's incredible. I love it. Boy, you're amazing. You really think so? Of course I do, silly. Why would I ever think otherwise? You're always so sweet to me, and I love you too. I love you too. So that was the secret scene that was talking about. How wonderful. And there we go. Fine Donor. Game based off of Frankenstein, with a few Jekyll and Hyde references mixed there here and there, but it was quite interesting. Go support the creator, please. And remember, this game is free on itch.io. And what I tried to hide from you. Good job. Now, let us go in to the next game. This game is demo, so the full game is not out yet. I'm pretty sure. But we will be going through the demo. Let me just turn that down. Next game is called Marionette. Or Marinette. Now, this is usable for controllers, hence the X, Z, and other type things. Warning, this game is not suited for younger audiences. It may contain chases, light gore, flashing images, and mature themes. This game is a work of fiction. Let's get into it now, shall we? May his music and inspiration linger in our hearts, minds, and souls until we meet him again. The art is fantastic from what I'm seeing. Quite brilliant. Marinette? Yes, Marion? Just in case, since I'm an adult. If I ever have to leave, I want to make you a promise. I will always be with you, understand? I'll do whatever it takes. I just can't lose you, too. Marion, thank you. Well, we all know what that means, Chet. Probably some yandere vibes or some sort. Oh, the sprites are adorable. Gotta love that. Here lies Marco Lumont. The grave is new and shiny. Are you ready to wait for the end of the funeral, or do you want to continue meeting? Let's explore a little more. I feel sorry for Miss Lumont. She's such a fateful God-fearing. What did she do to deserve this? My heart goes out to Miss Lumont. See clearly. God give mine peace. It's alright to cry. I won't scold you. Scolding? Real shame the world has lost a great man today. And then he's gone. Well, you already know what they say. An artist is never famous till they're dead. I have nothing to say. Okay. I, for one, won't miss him. His music haunted me. Such a strange man. I'm pretty sure this is this little girl's father, and you just said that to her, but okay. Poor woman left with 10-year-old and ungrateful fatherless elderly child. I'm not a will myself, but I know enough to know that this family isn't going to recover easily, not just for the obvious financial reason. I'd hate to be Maria Limon. Hello there, miss. It's a sad day, isn't it? Say, don't I know you from somewhere? I'm Marinette Limon. Oh, didn't see you standing there. Good day. I'm not typically given to rumors, but if you've heard his music, you'll understand why I'm certain he used magic on it. It would certainly explain how willing Motley was to invest in his performances. Seems Motley's fortune is going to have to find another source. But also Lumonts. I wonder where they'll go. Motley still has about money to fall back on, but the Lumonts will be broke within a week if they don't cut back severely. Goodbye, Father. I wish you'd said goodbye to me. Oh, hello, Marinette. I didn't see you standing there. Hi, Marianne. What is it, Mary? His father? Are they gone? Yes, Mary. He's gone. Forever? No, but he's gone for now. Will we get to see him again? I believe you will, but hear Mother tell him. I won't. Meredith, Is it? With Father gone, it's very important that we stay together. I love you, and we've both already lost enough. I can't lose you too. I love you too, Marianne. There's sense of abuse somewhat. So, that might be the mature audience. Or she'll be wedded off. The gay money, perhaps? What Mr. Motley will do now that his cash cow, as it were, is dead. Marco's music genius sold out concert hall. This does not look good for the Motley and Lumont families. Marco was the key to the whole machine. A real shame. I enjoyed his piano performances greatly. There's always something magical about his music. This could be a game where magic does exist, but we'll just have to see. Did he ever play for you, little girl? Did you ever hear him? It was as if his instrument was enchanted. I'm his daughter. Oh, forgive my ignorance. I'm sure I'll miss his music more than any of us. Oh, I'm sure my sister will miss it more. The end of the funeral is approaching. Hey, what do we do now? Well, Marinette, we'll just have to move on. We'll see him again. You didn't answer a question, and I want to ask the same thing. What do we do now? Living in that house, and we'll have to sell a lot of what we don't need. Like what? We'll decide when we get home. Come, let us go. Marianne. A few months later. Marianne. Marinette. Sorry, I've missed you so much. Me too. Mommy doesn't talk about you at all. Well, that's good, I suppose. Why are you here? I have a birthday present to give you. But my birthday's tomorrow. I know, but Mom won't let me come. She doesn't know I'm here. Oh. Here, take this. So there's definitely ties into, like, family drama and stuff. So there was probably a divide. An unwanted daughter, perhaps? Or a secret that the mother doesn't want them to know. It's so cute. Always, Marinette, whenever you're feeling sad or scared, remember to hold the doll close. It's there to comfort you. Marianne, is it true what Mom said about your other dolls? Did they speak? Marianne, I'll tell you when you're older. I'll be older tomorrow. Exactly. I'm excited for your 11th birthday too. But you won't be able to come. Don't worry, that doesn't matter. We'll be together again soon, I promise. Marianne, your heart is so loud. I can feel it when I touch you. Oh, that's right. What's wrong? You didn't catch a cold while you were gone, did you? Nothing do. Yeah, hearts do that sometimes when they're excited. And also when you're about to have a heart attack. Oh, Mother's calling you. I have to go, Mari. Bye. Goodbye. Ah, the happy tune. Annette, what were you doing out there on the porch all by yourself? We have work to do inside. after how I've treated her. Her soul may be very astray and lost, but she's still my daughter. Yes. We have a lot to do in this new house after all. Just try not to break it. Take care of your dress, alright? Oh! I just realized the doll looks like the Cheshire Cat. And Mary feels safe. Yes. Let's save right here. Bunch of boxes with stuff from my old house. Papers rest on top of the table. But indeed. Warms the room. Picture of a family. Oh. It's the attic. Now that I think about it, I've never been up there. I wonder if the people who lived here before left any toys for me. I want to check it out. First, let's look in the other rooms. This is the bathroom. I don't really need it. She's quite tall for an 11-year-old, considering the fact that doors are fitted for 6-foot tall people. This would put her at around 5 foot something. Which, considering the fact that I was in my 4-foot size when I was 11 until I hit a growth spurt, that is quite unusual. Her father must have been quite tall. If her mother is tall as well, well. No water comes out. Huh, so they haven't paid their water bill yet. This is Mom's room. Isn't it pretty? This box is pot. Mom's perfume is on top. Sometimes I like to use her perfume. Don't tell her. I love this dress. Mom made it for me. The balcony is full of boxes. Making it possible. We'll step outside. This feels very similar to Mary's Dream. Or Dreaming Mary. And that game, as we all know, was cute on the outside, but absolutely terrifying on the inside. Sewing machine. This is my room. I haven't finished unpacking stuff. Drawers are empty. And last room before we check the attic. Should be the living room. This is so weird. Third cage here. Anniversary of the death of an important magazine on TV. Seems comfortable and soft. Death's a famous musical talent. Maybe a curse. Who knows? Did you hear that sound? Or they're home already. Let's save before we do anything. steps came from the attic. Oh, the door's open. Peek inside. Oh wait, this is her room. The sewing machine.
Huh? Hmm.
Hmm. Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm. Oh, poor thing. Being terrified. You must be tired. Poor thing. She looks fine to me, other than the tear stains. Hello? Your name, miss? I really shouldn't know. Honors. Marinette, but most people call me Mary. Thank you. How rude of them. That is for the best. Your sick mother. Behind my back. Marion? Marinette. Oh, the dolls. Finished. Marion is your older sister, yes? No, we weren't the ones that vanished. We've been here for some time. That's strange. Sparkly Bettonite. My sister made it for me. She's really talented. We don't stand much chance opening it either. We're just dolls, after all. Precisely. Your birthday? How wonderful. We'll get to be there for it. Stay together. When the clock strikes it. Thanks. Indeed. Yeah, in fact, it's not here anymore. What? Dude, lost in crowded place. Hmm? Or, wait, last year. Perhaps I couldn't move then, but can now. Sometimes. Sorry. So sorry. Lost myself. Ever since I no one's in the family. Not too late. Didn't she? She afforded it. Oh, so we'll see a side story. Archive 2. Favorite character. Annie. Bill. Elijah. Matthew. Gio. And Benny. Did I get them all right? Good job, Meredith. It's good to meet you, sweetheart. You're a very smart girl. Thank you, Gio. Hey, you're a porcelain doll, right? That is correct. Carry you everywhere. They don't break. Yes, that is also correct. I'm sorry. Should we demonstrate what happens if Gio cracks? Hey, that's not very nice. Matthew, not now. Fine. I can always help you getting you around if you want. Oh, Benny, can you talk? I haven't heard you yet. Actually, no, he does not. He's not like the rest of us. He's more of an it, really. Oh, that's... He looks so lonely. Don't worry. Feels nothing. Oh, alright, if you say so. I'm passing the time until mid game. Yes, have you ever played a game before? I have, but not moving dolls. Dolls that play back, it's quite fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is exciting. What game should we play?
Oh, how about hide and seek? I'm the best at hiding.
I'm afraid I won't be able to play hide and seek.
It must be terrible being made of porcelain. Let's just find something we can all.
How about the circle game?
Oh, yes, yes. We love that game.
Have you never heard about it, miss?
No, what is it about? Is it fun?
Well then, I'd be glad to explain. The way this game works is very simple. We will all sing and dance around you in a circle. When we stop, you have to guess who is behind you.
The trick is to pay attention to who is in front of you. Ouch, it hurts. You have to learn to keep your mouth shut, you. Don't fight.
Sorry, I have to get a drink real quick. Apologies. It's just that spring is in the air around my home, and well, allergies can be quite dreadful. Did you understand the rules, dear? Would you like to start? Yes. Now then, we shall start playing. So it's Chio, Jill, Benny, Elijah, Chio, Matthew, Annie.
I feel very tired.
Details of the game, dear. You can't move from the middle until you win or lose. Go ahead and lose, Meredith. Easier way to break the circle, trust me. Guess who? Oh dear. So she's in front. Hmm. Well, okay, so she's right there. Okay, so she's this one. So she's this one. Then the one behind us should be. Hmm. Would it be Chio? Let's go with Chio. And her. Be him, shouldn't it? Oh. Oh dear. This time it's Chio. So it would be. She won. She won. The circle is broken. Spirit. Go to sleep. Oh dear. Remember, chat, this game is about surviving in a land of dolls. So be quite wary. But you never know what will happen. Would you look at that? Everybody's in general. Should I go say hi, chat? What do you think, Mystery? I'm safe now, I think. I have no idea what to do. We don't have any items to save with, so guess we'll just have to see. Is someone there? Who's there? Ah, I see. Would you be a good girl? Help me out of this frankly frustrating situation. Hey, don't ignore me. I know you're there. What? Haven't you ever been stuck in a wardrobe before? It's not pleasant, especially when you're too small to open the cursed door. This is no laughing matter. Well, are you going to open or what? I'm running out of air. I can't. There's a lock. Ah, a lock. How rude. What? Isn't that rude? It's locked. Doors are meant to be open, you see? Why bother locking them? I don't know. Aren't you the one free to walk around? Think about it like a game or something and find it. We checked all the rooms here. Well, there's no time to be confused now that you have something to do. Would you be a good girl and go look for the key to open this wardrobe? That way maybe I can help with your confusion issues. Oh, thank you, little miss. I'll be there waiting. Not that there's much I can do anyway, though. I'll try to help with anything I can. Hurry up! I'm starting to feel dizzy here because of the dust. Where to find the key, miss? What is in the drawing? I see. Then maybe try to find a cake. Feel free to return here if you're not sure what to do. I may be able to perhaps. Oh, perhaps. Not a key. Oh, you found a cake. Were you able to find the key inside? That's odd. Well, that cake is definitely a clue. My senses never fail me. How you could get the key from it. Look around a little bit more. Tell me if you find anything that could be related to the cake. Alright. There's a drawing on the wall, but I can't really see anything. Nope. The doll is gone, though. What is this? Candle rests on the table. Placing the doll was sitting here before. You got a candle. It isn't real cake. Oh. Meant to hit X. Put candles. Nothing happened. On the book. The Art of Stitching. Read. You can stitch clothes and dolls, bodies, and each and every can heal on their own. Just like you can tear them apart. Just like that you can, or them. Isn't it beautifully? Some words are scribbled over. There's a doll sitting on the window, it's humming a song. The closet. It has a really weird smell. Filled with murky water. Several containers rest on the ground. Yes. Candle? I see. I thought I would have to click on it instead. Adding on the side. Tasty as it looks. We might need the chair, so I wanted to see if we needed to grab that. Handle? Okay, so we had to ask for help first. Hmm. Every day, the view from my window would change. Even so, I was trapped inside those four walls until one day, my dreams started coming back to life. But they were deceiving. Still, I wonder if it was worth it. Hmm. Hmm. The light seems oddly foggy. 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 Dirty wooden counter. You shouldn't eat anything around here. It's not as tasty as it looks. We would perhaps stop the dolls with a knife. Yes. Hmm. At this point, I'm just gonna be trying everything. Hmm. Knife is too fragile. Wait, oh. I'm gonna go see what the key is for. Really cute key. Door opened. Oh. Loud sound. Maybe it's just sleeping. Maybe it's just sleeping. Crib is empty. It's a painting of my doll. Oh, maybe this means it's somewhere around here. Okay, so there's definitely gonna be fighting. Noise came from me. Hmm. Oh? What? Did you hear that loud noise? Was it you? I wonder who lacks the decency to be causing such misfortune to this place. Seems like wall breaking, didn't it? Will you check it out, miss? If that's the case, then maybe use light. Monsters don't like the light, do they? Ah, I don't want to force you to go there, though. Fine. Could you come here for a second? These might be of help to you. Yeah. How's your quest to find the key going? You sound quite sad, don't you, miss? We'll find a way out, I promise. I don't usually break my promises. If you like, we could do a pinky promise when I get out of this wardrobe. You're welcome. So hurry up and go look for the key. Wait, miss. If you see a really tall woman with big hands, promise me. You'll run as fast as you can. Just promise me. Thank you. Good luck, miss. Okay, so there's definitely something wrong with this place. If we couldn't have already told with all this. So a really big woman. I keep on accidentally pressing Z instead of X, which is the control. Nothing happened. So there must be different ones to this. The window was broken. Inspect. Yes. You can go through. Go through. Yes. Those two brats are such a nuisance. I miss the calm here, you know? Been so crowded lately. Oh. Smiling, pumping stares at you. Penny? Jill? Hello, Marinette. It's nice to see you again. We're getting worried. Oh, we just saw you had fallen asleep. We got kind of bored outside the dollhouse. We went inside. Alright? You had to do the part by yourself. Marinette, we really ought to warn you. Yes, this dollhouse. It's a lot more than it seems at first. Very safe as long as you keep close to your doll. One Marion gave you. My doll? Do you know where it is? Is it in this dollhouse? Yes, fetch the key for the voice in the wardrobe and they'll show you where your doll is. I've been looking everywhere. Yes. Oh, that reminds us. You want this candle? Oh. Make the cakes match. If you hadn't figured that out by yourself yet. Not normal cake, it's more like a locked safe. And the 11 candles are the key. Just like your birthday was. Ouch. What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Is there anything you'd like to ask? Where are the rest of you? Where's Elijah, Chio, Matthew? Oh, they're not too far. They came in with us after all. I'm wrong, miss. Earlier? Nice. Of course we did. It'd be hard not to notice. That's just one of the familiars, probably. Don't worry, they do that sometimes. Sometimes. Which reminds us, there's a dangerous gift roaming these halls. It's not the gift inside that's dangerous. Sometimes it's the wrappings. That's alright, just be careful. And if you are scared, just call for us. Be your doll and you'll be fine. We'll see you later then. Wait. Oh, kind of to see. Let's keep going. Come again. Knock knock. Who's there? Leaf. Leaf who? Leave me alone. Oh. Like a flowery thing. Can't be opened. Paper. Here's a trap. Hmm. Chocolate fountain. Oh wait, wouldn't the wall be able to be penetrated by the knife, right? Yes. This knife broke. I wonder what this leads. What is this room? Pulled off from one side. Doll seems busy painting. The light doesn't seem to be working. Quiet doll sits against the shelf, humming beautifully. Drawer seems to be fake, can't be opened. Variety of fairy tales. Marinette. Door was unlocked from the inside. Huh? The lights are down. I don't like the dark. Or weird shadow inside. Oh, what's that? Something is approaching that door. Huh? No! Somebody. Mom, sis, Dad! Oop. Where'd we come if you just called? Here we are. Come on now, Mari. We'll take care of this. We'll call it when it's safe again. Just get out of here. Thank you. Here we go.
Hmm?
You sound very troubled. Something scare you.
Huh?
I'm glad you're fine. Well, what was it? Well, don't worry. You're safe now. Found your doll, yes?
Oh.
Told you this before, but I know where it is. If you let me out, I can show you.
Huh.
No, I need to get out of here. No, why would you let me out? Please understand, I'm not trying to put you in danger. You're perfectly safe. Get close to the dolls, but do stay here for a while. You need to calm down.
Hmm?
How are you feeling?
Hmm.
I've been called Pierre.
Huh?
Before. And you're Marinette, correct? I've been hearing a lot about you lately. The dolls around here aren't very quiet. What's the plan now, Marinette?
Hmm.
Is there any room you haven't checked yet? Then I suggest you go there. Look for the last two candles. The key can't be too far from here. Then go with Jill and Annie and put the candles on the cake. Avoid doing so alone, though. Please. What? Alright, it's safe to come now. Elijah! Thank you so much, Pierre. Move along now. You've got plenty to do.
Nanny, are they okay?
They are inside. They'll be fine, don't worry. But avoid making too much noise, alright, Marinette?
Nice.
Yes, unless it's totally necessary and you've got a way to escape. That thing will follow loud noises. Oh, I see. Happened at the game of Circle. I fell asleep after the game. It was pretty late after all. It was a long night for you. Must have been exhausted. Think I might have fallen asleep as well. Elijah. It all comes down to perspective, Marinette, you see? Right now, you need to trust us. We will protect you no matter what. I advise you to hurry, though. We can talk more about it later. Although Pierre might give you the answers you want after all this is over.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that fool is locked inside some wardrobe. Things might start making more sense to you after he's out. Wonder how that happened to him, but I'm not complaining. That, I guess, maybe look around and see if you missed anything. You probably did. Right, there's wrapping paper. We perhaps use the matches? No, I can't. Present is gone. Double charge inside one. Uh, hmm. Maybe something in here that could probably help? Yes. Soft chair. I have a sign. The shortest one in a group of three is always the one keeping the key. You got a needle. Oh, wait. Red. So it's yellow. End up blowing that thing over here. Tortoise and a line of three. Oh, is it the red one? Elijah! Let's hurry.
Whoops. Oh well, we saved before it, so we know we can probably. Alright. Oh, we don't have the needle. Okay, let's save again. And we want to pop pink one. And that initiates the uh well, no, wrong one. Whoops. Well, I guess we know now what happens if you pop the wrong of the three. Poor Marinette, though. We shouldn't be putting her through too much trouble. Why in the world? Baby. Hold on. Well, it seems the others are playing D&D. How fun. And now we have to run. There we go. Saying, it's so dark. Sleeping on the floor. I don't hope I need to find the last few candles. Unfinished meal sitting at the table. Gross. Inside was replaced by teddy bears. Bunk bed. Right. Rude. I heard you were looking for a candle. When I go and find one for you, you just get scared. Yes, here. Oh, you're so kind, thank you. Of course, you're so close. Keep going. Careful, though. I sent someone in this room other than you and me, and they're not our friend. Might be the thief that stole the last candle. Before. His eyes ripped out. You crayon drawing, seemingly drawn by a child that's strangely disturbing. A humble tailor's assistant, the mannequin stares back at you with its blank eyes. Into the ground. I know where it is. There, to the cloth. I'm professor. Beep. No. Yes, here we go. Dolls, go up the park. Dead. Don't worry about me. Monster, the formed hands. Hold on, here, let me help you. Right, not. Wait. What? No. What happened? Finally found. Listen to me. Who are you? What are you? Hear me? Meredith, I need you to come with me. No, please go away. Matches! Scary, like a monster. Use light, monsters don't like me. Can't stay here. What is this place? Benny! See you. I'd say you'd come back. It isn't safe here. I don't know the way back. It isn't safe. Come back. There nods. Alright, can you show me the way back? There nods. Hello? Huh? Benny? Quite janky, the movements. You get caught on everything, it seems. You. Away from me. Press shift to run. Hmm? Oh. Pay no attention. Something regenerated. Have to go. I roll the candle now. Got to get my doll. Balloons from before. Fragile and Annie. You run. Oh. Mhm. What? Two, three, 4, 5. Oh. Okay, so you have to pause, but you have to. It's kind of like. Hmm. This will probably be tricky, chat. There we go. You got the wardrobe key. Now let's go and get Pierre. Ah, the key fits. Phew, finally. You're my doll. Yeah, I am. You can let go of me now. You talk all this time. Indeed, you just couldn't hear me until now. What? Why not? Because after meeting the other dolls, you're finally listening. I'm confused. Never mind, I can talk, alright? I suppose that makes sense. The other dolls can talk after all. Why didn't you tell me? I was so scared. I still am. Scared? You're perfectly safe now that you're with me. I did that earlier, and then a giant present attacked me. What? A monster attacked me? Looked like a present. Yeah? Seems you may indeed have been in danger. I'll make sure this never happens again. Anyways, we still have a long way to go, Mari. Leave the dollhouse? Yes, it has much to show you. Tell me, what do you mean? Marinette, allow me to explain. You were inside a dream, albeit a very special kind of dream. One that you can't wake up from until you meet a specific requirement, reach a certain point. Oh my dear goodness, it is exactly like dreaming, Mary. Whoop. Now I'm even more confused. Don't worry too much right now, you'll understand as we go. I just need you to follow my lead and everything will start to make sense, alright? Alright. Excellent. I'll make sure to keep you safe, Marinette. Thank you so much, Pierre. I'll want to go to the room with the large doll next, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations, you finished the demo for Marinette. We hope you enjoyed it. Sadly, you didn't find the secret item. Better luck next time. What would the secret item entail? Oh well, we have pretty bunch of games to play, and I'll find the secret item in a different one, because right now, all I want to do is show you guys the next game. Now, I'm sure you've all heard and I'm quite certain you all are very familiar with this game. If some of you aren't, welcome to It's Not Me, It's My Basement. A game by Arcade Kitten. And quite a fun game indeed. This game is, well, not what it seems at first. I have to make breakfast. A friend hanging out with his little buddy. A little buddy hanging out with his friend. An old train set. It isn't as fun to play with as it used to be. My toy box. I try to keep my toys neat. Mom likes when my toys are neat. Time to go to bed just yet. Nothing I need from this drawer. Mom and Dad's room. Bathroom. I don't have to go right now. Dad painted this, I think, from where he used to live. He said he would take me one day. what to do. This drawing has been on the fridge forever. Mom and Dad told me that all great artists sign their work at the bottom. What to do? Good, we haven't run out of jelly yet. You got jelly. It's the third one of the month. Nothing I need from this cabinet. Still got bread? Just enough. 2 slices. Got bread. Unless she was around. This cabinet. Need from this cabinet. We've still got, yeah, peanut butter. I thought so. Everything I need, right? I can only make 1 sandwich, but it'll have to do. Sandwich made. But we're running low on groceries again. I'll make a list and go to the market. But I have to feed them first. This is the TV. Dad set it up for me so that I could watch VHS tapes on days that we were stuck inside. Now that he isn't here, I find it hard to rewind the VHS tapes on my own. I'm scared I might break them. Nothing I need from this drawer. I like to draw and watch TV at the same time. Maybe one day I can do that again. Dad said he painted this painting. I don't like it as much as I like the other. At least the books haven't been collecting dust. Okay. Breakfast time, you guys. Remember to share. All fed. Better go write that grocery list before I forget. Alright, all written down. Guess we're going to the market today. Well, here we are again. I hope Miss Baylor has it today. Oh, Embry, back again, I see. Hello, Mr. Wilson. May I have some more bread? Sure, of course. What kind? Whatever kind. Right, white. Here, I'll give you some whole wheat. Some sourdough. On the house. You like that kind, right? Yes, I do. Thank you. Say, Embers. How's everything? The folks are alright? Oh, yes. They're fine. Well, not fine, but you know. Ah, right. My kid's back in town this weekend. We could come over and maybe help around the house, bring over some more bread. Oh, no, that's fine. Mom and Dad keep telling me they don't want anyone over. They're embarrassed. Right. I'll just tell them I offered it anyways, okay? Anytime they need it. Right, I will. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Honey, Sauce honey. I like honey, but it's way too sticky to bring home with the way things are right now. Oh, Embry, you're back. Good morning. Good morning, Lucille. Can I have some jelly or jam, whichever? I want to say please, but you're special. You don't gotta. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Lickety split. Thank you. So, Embry, this is the 3rd week in a row you came by here dressed like this. I like this outfit. You know, if your mom and pa need help with laundry, I don't mind. You think I smell, Lucille? Oh, no, of course not. I just want to say, it's alright. They'll be back around once they get over their sickness. Yeah. I'm hoping they get better soon. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Lucille. Master sells flowers here. Flowers aren't a need, so I don't stop by here anymore. I miss gardening with. You don't have any today either, do you? Afraid not, kiddo. This is like the 3rd shopping trip in a row that you were empty. I know. If I had any spare, I'd give it to you. Really don't have anything. Look, kid, all I got needs to be sold. Got people to feed too, you know? Look, kid, I promise. Next time I have extras, I'll go into you. Alright. See you later. Be good, kid. That's all I came here for. Unless there's, nothing left to do but go home. Everything is put away. It's getting dark already, huh? I'll have to feed them dinner then before it gets too dark. Hope they're not too hungry after this morning. They eat more than they used to. There's only so much food I can ask for at the market. If I ask for too much, they're gonna start wondering where it's all going. You eat so much now. You can hardly keep up. Dinner's ready. It's dinner time, it's dinner time, it's dinner time. Dinner time! Dinner's done. I'm tired. Oh, go to bed. Time to go to bed. You see how easy it is? It grew so quickly. I thought we'd have to wait forever. Incredibly easy for a flower to grow in the right conditions. But you have to be careful too, because as easy it is for a flower to bloom, it's just as easy to wilt and wither away. Without a constant eye on things, it's very easy for a flower to wilt. So you must remember to take care of the little thing, because without that care, your whole garden will fall apart. They're banging on the door. I haven't done that in a while. Should check on it, right? They're hungry. But what do I do about it? I already fed them dinner. I have to try and save as much food as I can. But if they're hungry, I can't just let them go hungry, or else they might. No, I already fed them. They can wait until morning, right? I'm going back to bed. It's morning. I have to make breakfast and also do chores today. What chores am I doing today? Should probably start making lists like Mom used to. Breakfast. What can I make for breakfast? I'll just use whatever's here. I just got bread yesterday and jelly. Still have butter and stuff. Yeah, I'll just make another sandwich. I hope I'll be filling enough that they don't cause a ruckus again. Butter. Yeah, I should use it. It's better to feed it to them than let it go bad. Not shopping yet. Breakfast is ready again. But there's something else I have to do in here. Oh, what was it again? Oh, right. Today is the 4th of the month. I almost forgot to write it down. Today marks 4 months since it happened. 4 months since the monsters appeared. 4 months since I've been living like this. 4 months that I've been keeping them fed, so they don't eat me like they ate them. I have to stay here and take care of things. I'm the only one who can. I try to keep the house clean as I can, but I can't clean everything by myself, and I don't know what the right way to clean most of it. I usually try to clean the windows. The house can get really dark when they're not clean. Mom taught me that. My parents, that night they appeared, the sounds that followed, sounded like they were eaten. But I didn't actually see that happen. It's just what I think. Since I didn't see it happen, I think that maybe they weren't somehow. Maybe I just have to wait here for them to come back. I don't know. It's all very confusing. What's that saying the adults say? Take it day by day? That's what I do. I mean, it's working, isn't it? I'm okay. If I just keep those things down there fed, everything else will be okay too. There's not much to do at home without Mom and Dad around. I've been reading. A lot. I wish I could be like the kids in these books. Maybe then, I know what I'm supposed to do. The door again? But this isn't their normal feeding time. Embry, are you there? Embry, it's okay. Mom, you. I know you must have been so scared. Everything is better now. You can open the door. Embry, I know you're there. Don't you want to see your mother again? I missed you so much. You must have been so lonely without us. Please open the door. You're not my mom. Alright, kiddo, this isn't funny anymore. Open the door before I get mad. I know you're there, Embers. Open up. My dad doesn't talk to me like that. Is it done? Ember? Please let me out. I'm tired of this. Why do you sound like... I hate this. You hate it too, don't you? So why are we still doing this? Just open the door already. Monster. That's what you call us, right? That's why you won't open the door. You... How can you say such a thing? How can you treat us this way? Do you really hate yourself this much? What are you talking about? You're talking nonsense. What do you want? Keeping you fed, isn't that enough? What else do you want from me? Want out. Want out. Want out. Let us out! I need fresh air. It's okay. Everything is okay. I never heard them talk before. I didn't even think they could. They're getting smarter, I guess. That's bad. But what am I supposed to do then? Should I just let them starve? No, what am I saying? If I let them go hungry, then the only thing they'd have left to eat is... If I keep feeding them the way I am now... No, it's gonna be okay. I'll figure something out. I'll just keep feeding them until I do. Speaking of feeding... It's dinner time. Dinner time again. I just hope they don't try something like they did earlier. Be something in here. Cheese will. It's kinda heavy. Good, but it's probably collecting mold now. Some people like mold on their cheese though, right? I'll give it to them. Be quiet. I'm not going nuts, it's dinner time. I'll just throw it down. Alright. They're fed. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm going to bed. Time to go to bed. Told you. It's easy, isn't it? It's fun. Good. That's how it's supposed to feel. Whenever I'm feeling worked up, I just start brainstorming the next painting I want to make.
No, even on the worst days, I can always come back to painting to make it better.
Will I ever be as good as painting as you are?
You could be. You can be whatever you want.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Something important to remember about painting, though. True that if you make a mistake, you just paint over it. Like, you can only paint over it so many times before it begins to look jumbled and muddy. So you should make sure you know what you're doing when you go in, so your painting doesn't end up ruined. They're banging on the door again? This is the second night in a row. Are they still mad? What am I supposed to do? I know food isn't the only thing they want now, but food also calms them down. I need them to be calm. With the amount they already eat, what am I going to do? I can't just give it to them. Pretend I slept through this. I'm going back to bed. It's morning. I have to make breakfast. Much food is left anyways. I might have to go back to the market later. Maybe there'll be meat today. I think it's what keeps them most full. But I have to feed them breakfast before I leave the house. Giving them cereal because it's, well, not the easiest to transport. I'll just throw them the box. All the boxes. Really have run this low, haven't we? I was just at the market. Each visit is closer together than the last. What's that saying? This thing Dad would say. Getting me out of house and home. Got no choice. If I feed them, I definitely have to go back to the market today. I just hope this is enough for breakfast to begin with. Here we go again. Even though it's just cereal, all of it together should at least be enough for breakfast. It's fine. They seem fine with it. But I don't know. Then to make sure I have enough for dinner. Back again. I have to talk to Miss Baylor before I go anywhere else. If she has any meat today, I have to make sure I get to it before anyone else. I'll beg her for it if I have to. Please, Miss Baylor. Like anything. Miss Baylor? Brie, good morning. Oh, you seem pretty happy today. There's a chill on my face. I'm just excited. There's good news for you today. Good news? For me? You mean you have meat today? No, not exactly. Oh, what is it then? See, there's a traveling doctor visiting town today. Doctor? I hear he's quite well known. Supposed to be real good, yeah? I know you said the doctors here couldn't help your parents, so maybe he can. Yeah, I'll try and find him later then. Well, there's no need to go looking. I can see him talking to Mr. Wilson right now. Oh, really? How do you know to talk to him? Oh, I'm just so excited for you, Squirt. You watch him here. Go on. Go introduce yourself then. Right. Hello. Ah, Ember, you're just in time. I'm sure Mrs. Baylor already told you, but this is Dr. D. Light. That's way too close to Dr. White for my comfort. D. Light. The one and only. And I'm quite a delight if I do say so myself. Senor Embry, folks around here were telling me that you needed some help. It's quite nice to meet you. You're a doctor. Indeedly so. You look like a clown. What? Embry, hey now. A clown? Oh, I certainly hope I'm a funny one then. Here, Embry, why don't you introduce Daylight to your parents? If anyone else can help them, you should be able to. Yeah, right. I will do my best to assist. Go on then. Lead the way.
So, this is the way to your house. Quite the thicket to walk through. Mr. Delight. It's Doctor. Right. I didn't want to say it in front of everyone else, but you should go. Can't help me. Hey, don't be like that. I'm sure whatever problem your family's been going through, we can fix it. Embry, you go to the market all by yourself? Yes. Is that an issue? Oh, well, seems like a long way for a child to walk out by themselves, that's all. I'm used to it now. So, Embry, what do you like to do? What do you mean? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Are you an artist? The stains on your apron seem to hint at it. I'm quite the artist myself, you know. Oh, nothing. What? I don't really do anything anymore. I guess I read sometimes. Oh, what do you like to read? Nothing. I see. Well, while we're still on our way, why don't you tell me a bit about your parents? My parents? Yes, if I'm treating them, I should know about them, shouldn't I? Well, do you know what's afflicted them? Your parents, I've been told they're very sick. So sick they can't leave the house. But you seem fine. I was just wondering what I should know about them before I meet them. I wouldn't worry about it. Right, I understand. Apologies if asking made you uncomfortable. You know, this walk isn't actually so bad. It's nice to just stroll through nature every now and again, I guess. So though, it surprises me you take this walk so often by yourself. You're not scared of any monsters coming out to get you in the woods. Embry, are you alright? Huh? No, sorry, it's just looked like I upset you. I'm okay. Don't worry. You seem like you're under a lot of stress. A child with parents who are sick, the child has become the caretaker. That must be so difficult. Please do not worry. I'll do all I can to return you to a normal life. Shut up. Huh? Told you. You can't help me. You should just go. Well, can't I at least try? You really still want to see them? I do. Here we are. Your house seems nice. Very cozy. Yeah, sure. Oh my! Quite the heavily locked door. May I inquire as to what's inside? I mean, really you didn't. Embry. Are they in there? We opened the door. What? No. Hey, it's alright. You tell me why they're locked up like this. I don't know what's down there. But whatever it is, it's really bad. We can't open the door. Embry, you... See, I told you that you couldn't help me. I'd still like to try. You're not gonna leave until I open the door, right? Okay. I will open the door. Something the matter? My key is gone. I always keep it on me. Up in the market or something? Did you bring it to the market? Maybe? I don't know, I don't remember. Why don't we look around for it here, then? We can check the market after we're sure if it isn't here. One of the stall owners would have said something if they saw you drop it anyway. That's a good point. Let's look around then, I guess. This painting. Yeah? It's kinda spooky. Yeah, I think so too. Full bookshelf makes for a full brain. Yeah, there's a lot of books here. And quite a variety to add. How delightful. What a lovely plant. It isn't real. That doesn't make it any less nice. You must have drawn this picture on the fridge, yes? Yeah, I did. But it was forever ago. Let's see here. There's you in the middle, and your parents on both sides. Yeah. That's sweet. What a wonderful drawing. Quite the tall pantry. Seems rather empty. Yeah. A bread box! How cute! Yeah, they had this since before I was born. Oh my, you've got a big brother bread box then. You keep track of the days. Yeah. Don't most people? Well, yes, but you do it all by yourself. How do you know? These dates are marked off in crayon. What's this? Friend hanging out with his little buddy. What's this? A little buddy hanging out with his friend. What the? Oh, did you find it? Yeah, I did. But this doesn't make any sense. I've never put the key in here before. I don't even remember. Well, I suppose it's good you found it either way. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, opening the door now. Seems like quite the way down. There's a light switch. It's at the bottom of the stairs, but I think the lights burn out anyways. I see. Oh, let's go on then. What? Said we could open the door. I didn't say you could go down. Huh? What do you mean? Of course we have to go down. That's the whole point, isn't it? No. Can't. Embry, let go. No. Please let me. Look at that. I'm for bed already. It's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. That was louder than the other times. I need to go check. Basement door is open. I didn't open it. I definitely locked it before I went to bed. So how is it that... What do I do? I have no choice. I have to go down there. Because if I don't... Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You're... Embry. You... Why do you look like... You look surprised. I don't see why. I thought by now you'd realize. You and I are one and the same. That's not... That can't be right. Can't. Why can't it be? Oh, that's right. It's because you think we're a monster. That's not you, right? You're not a monster. That's what you think, right? Monster, monster, monster. We're monsters, but you're not. Is that right? How does that make sense? You're not a monster. You pushed the doctor down the stairs. You're talking about... No, I didn't. He fell. I kept tugging on his sleeve and he stumbled. He tripped. I didn't push anyone. But you opened the door for him, didn't you? You opened the door and then begged him not to look inside. How did you do that? He wouldn't have tripped if you just let him go. You wouldn't have tripped him if you kept the door shut. You wouldn't have even seen the door if you didn't let him in. And maybe he wouldn't have been here to begin with if you weren't such a monster. Why did you bring him here? Oh, Embry, what are you gonna do with yourself? What have you been doing all this time? Feeding, feeding, feeding. And for what? I think you feed me because you like it. It makes you feel better when you do, right? You feed me. And then you feel better. You feel safe. Nothing is coming to hurt you. And you know, the funniest thing about that is, day after day, despite how much you've been feeding me, I'm still hungry. Just a nightmare. But it's gone on long enough. And that was It's Not Me, It's My Basement. Now, there was another ending, but I'll let you guys figure that one out for yourselves. Since, well, we have another game to play. Now, let us play Lovely Fracture. The curvature of space-time influenced the motive. Curvature changes in the geometry of the space. Planets aren't the only masses that can wrap fabric of space. Our dimensional cosmic grid in turn creates the effect. Alright, I'm up. Better head into work before it's late. I'm late. I wonder where the receptionist is. It's so not like her to not be at the front desk right now. You there. What? What in the world? You and your coworkers are in danger. What are you? I'll explain later, but you must take action now. Magical girl sequence activated. What? Ah! I'm different. What did you do? This office. I've never felt such concentrated despair in one place before. What are you talking about? I filled you full of magic for my world so you can help your coworkers. Help them? What do you mean? Quick, you'll understand if you follow me. Look there. Now take this and whack it. Hopeless soul scrambles towards you. This is like Undertale, but on crack. Crack. Hopeless. Sobs. It sobs uncontrollably. Whack. Its tears stain the floor. Its hunger for your happiness grows. Oh, we don't have any of that hope. Oh, it heals us. It sobs uncontrollably. Whack. It's staring at you. Sari was victorious. Wow, that was... Yes, pretty intense, I know. I had to force you into it like that, but we really don't have much time. It's okay. I mean, not really. This whole situation's still very confusing. What happened exactly? It's hard to say, but I think the amount of gloom and hopelessness coming from this office might have bent space-time, creating a rift that connected your world to mine. That's ridiculous. It's not. I trace the source personally myself, and all the hopeless energy is coming from that room. Well... Feels like pretty ominous with the glow and all. Right, that's why I'm relying on you to stop it. There's not much I can do in this world, as my form seems rather limited here. What I can do is prepare you for battle with skills for my world. Feel different again. Because I gave you magic, of course, just for a limited time. You now have access to 2 basic particle light spells that will disrupt the waves and change the velocity created by the rift. Just invoke magic when you feel you need it, though be aware your body only has so much. While you're reaching your cap, try hoping. Close your mind and lift the spirits when you're starting to feel lost. Once this is all over, I'll be returning to my world, hopefully for good. Now please, go take care of your co-workers while I work on neutralizing the energy coming from that door. Okay, I'll do my best. I'm counting on you. Wait, what is it? Was there a reason? I mean, why pick me? Oh, because I can sense there's still hope in you. Oh, alright. I hope she's not lying to me. Please come find me when you've saved them all. Saving the lives of... Also, scrambles towards you. How much health does this thing have? Sari was victorious. Our company was sent a lot of these vending machines. I've used them before. Sari was victorious. No longer has a reason to go on. The dead end approaches. Yo! So, he was victorious. That should be the last one here. Oh, look at my head. Yeah, I know. Just going to lay here for a while. Wait, nope. Never mind. Another room. I was right. The intense, hopeless energy is coming from this room. Ah! What is it? You're different. Ah, right. Your world seems unable to capture my form, so it keeps breeding ones that are more accepting and contain my particles. I don't really understand what that means. The longer I'm in your world, the less matter there is to make up my form. Or in other words, your world is killing me and we must hurry before it's too late. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, now about this door. That's my boss's office. I see, that does make sense with the rambling I've been hearing from the door. It may just be the cause of all this, getting a bad feeling. Anyway, how have you been faring so far? Still something leaving me around, I see. Come back to me. Where? Playing Space Invader. Where is the... Eh? I am confused about what? Oof. I don't know. My head. Oh, did I? This is in my department. Feels like my school is splitting in two. Ugh. What? Where's the Scraggler? Did it? I'm so proud. Thanks. I think. Of course, the ones you saved aren't the only hopeless souls I can sense in this building, but I'm sure the main source is coming from behind the door. I can get through the fog just fine, but for some reason, the door won't budge even with my strongest spell. Oh, that's because you need a keycard to enter. What? You know, a keycard? A little slide piece of plastic that gives you clearance? Wow, I guess there's some things you don't know after all. What? We don't have such pointless things in my world. Uh-huh, sure. You wipe that smoke off your face this instant. We'll need one of those things to get inside. And please find whatever it is that the more accepting the creature is, the easier it will be to calm them down. Why? Won't they all just turn back to normal after I'm done beating the boss? Yes, they will, but there's a bigger chance that we'll just be stuck that way for the rest of their life. Yeesh. Yeah, living them beforehand would be a better option. Alright, I'll cover the things we... Good, be careful. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. Jonathan! The document's ready. Okay, paperwork. We're really close. Wait, hold on. Are these things? No. I'm working on a report. Okay. Orbis merger. My desk, I guess I don't have time to work it right now. Okay, so that was the Space Invader over here. No. Report, I don't... Oh shit, there's someone over here. hungry. Receptionist is weeping. She's clutching her stomach. Like mine is doing right now. There we go. So sorry. I don't even. Ugh, my head. Sorry about this. I'm just gonna. You acquired the key card. Where would the paperwork be? Gross. No. Snack later. Where the E is the thing. Remember, this is our last game, chat, so enjoy it while we still can. Alexis. I get you, buddy. Sorry about that, chat. My brother needed me. Future seems to be shuffling the papers. It needs to be done, it needs to be done, it needs to be done, it needs to be done. Future seems to have noticed you. Oh? Jonathan wants to tell you something. Bring paper in the bit. You have to throw it at me? Got me a cherry pie. Oh, shit. Told you, but please be more careful in the future. There we go. Sorry, Rose Victory. Hey, dude. I. Nature Noodle. What is this nonsense you're speaking now? I see. My form has changed again. Means I don't have much time left in this world. There'll be nothing left of me to help you, and you'll have to take care of them. I don't know if I can do that. I know you can. It's always been in you. You almost won't believe her. Anyway, thank goodness you've saved them all. And the one behind that door. Got it. That's it. Once you settled your boss down, the bend in space-time will adjust a new curvature, allowing our worlds to once again act as two separate timelines. Unless we see each other. Oh, right. I've been nothing but a bother to you since we've met. Oh, well, not really at least. Well, that's really sweet. Being here only causes me pain, so it's better if I don't. I know, I'm sorry, it's just... What is it? I guess it's just... I miss you. And this, helping. Yes. And me to you as well. A very unusual experience that I don't think I'll soon be forgetting. I remember your world with strange contraptions and funny little key cards. Especially you, brave, strong, helpful Sari, who went out of the way to help this strange creature in desperate need. I ran away after I gave you some of my powers, but I knew I sensed something great when I chose you. Sometimes, it feels like we were meant to meet each other, like some unknown force pulled me towards you. Kinda spooky, actually. Yes, I suppose it's time I stopped flensing now. What are you doing now? I'm giving you one last spell. Words are last resort, so only use it when you really need it. Using the rest of you. Can't you go with me? Won't be much help. I don't care about that. I don't want to do this alone. I must. Thank you. Okay, let's get this done. Oh, it's John on the fucking paper. That paperwork. Lost Morgan one. without ending you. Finish just speaking about me. Didn't like this. Okay, so it's actually saying that if you do it 3 times, they begin to pity you. Too bad it gives us higher TP. Means that we... Damn. Trying a different approach. Yes! We beat it! Turns out, all my boss needed was a hug. About the merger lately, it just seemed hopeless. With the hug fest, she was gone. And I was normal again. On the bright side, things have gotten better around here recently. With everyone trying to find light in little things. Even when we're over-swamped and crunching deadlines, I wonder how long it'll last. And I'm putting all my all into studying again. I thought before that there was no hope left in me, even though thinking that way is what caused rifts in space-time or whatever. I'll keep trying, but I know myself, and I know you can't change overnight. Who knows? Maybe I might see her again one day. And that was lovely Fracture. I hope you guys all have a very nice Easter tomorrow. And if you don't celebrate that, well, I hope you have a good day either way. Be sure to follow. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye, my little shadowlings.